Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Vivalina and I am so happy that you made it here. I want to show you the new zoo I have been building on, and it's gotten quite a lot. So I decided to just do a quick tour of what I've been building so far instead of doing like too many speed builds. I thought that might be nice, especially because there are not so many people there yet, and maybe it's cooler to see what I'm building before you see how I'm building it. Anyhow, let's get into the zoo. You see here to the right we have some decorations and we are walking straight towards the map. So I used a custom map for the zoo, the ones provided by Planet Zoo, with this mountain range around. I'm gonna edit it a bit, but this is pretty much the area for the zoo, which is also why I'm thinking of calling it the Creators of the World or Creator Zoo, or I don't know yet, but I kind of want to put something in the name which is hinting to the geographical form. Not sure yet. And of course, you see I will have all the continents in there. We also already have the monorail. And yeah, that's what we're gonna build in this zoo. But now let's just really look at what we have so far. So you saw maybe from the outside the entrance building has some nice stuff inside as well. So it's not just an entrance building, it's actually also functional. So if we quickly go here, we will also go by two items which are from the workshop actually. So we have the elevator and we have the lockers for the guests who maybe want to lock some stuff in. I will put the links in the description because I see here that I forgot to use the new thing I decided on, which is putting the animal memorials to honor the great Planet Zoo members who have built these things and put them in the workshop. So for some items I will be using the workshop items, but overall, like the big buildings and the habitat and so on, I will build all of that myself and will try to keep it real with my stuff. So yeah, here you see we can enter, and this is also actually two functions. So we have, of course, the view to the parking lot, so you can see if your car is still there. There are no cars there, but don't panic, it's just not been built. And yeah, we also, of course, have the exhibit. So I think here we should have the fire salamander. But before we go there, let's quickly check out the view. So you see there's an amazing view, and now let's see the fire salamander. I don't know. I don't think I will be finding it, or will I? Nah, doesn't look like it. Okay, I think that sometimes just happens with the exhibits. You check and you don't see the small ones. But here with the yellow anaconda, we should have a bit more luck. So that's the next exhibit. And just the European exhibit, like not European, but the one for the fire salamander, it looks so cool. And anaconda, here you are, it's lying on the floor there, I can see it. So very nice. I really sometimes feel with these exhibits, it would be nice to have smaller sizes for stuff like the salamander and the insects. And then for the snakes and the iguanas, I feel like it's too small. And I feel like, oh my god, they are so caged in, so it would be great to have different sizes. Here you see I used the new restaurant function, so the restaurant is kind of in the building underneath this, and the guests get teleported up, even though there are actual stairs they could be taking. And if you sit here on the sun terrace, you also can check out the zoo already, and that's also where we will be going in a second. Let me cut to when we are downstairs. So yeah, the weird little thing that's happening is I did this live tour with a recording, but the sound quality was not really great, so I'm doing a voiceover, so that's why maybe sometimes it cannot be that perfect, but I'm trying my best and I hope I don't make it show too much. So now we go to this little souvenir shop, and what I really love about this is actually this kangaroo statue on top. I just love that we have the statue and that it's moving. I think it was a great addition. And then we also have the wheelchair ramp, which is something I will try to bring in wherever I'm building, just because I think that's super important to keep in mind, even though it's too steep for actual wheelchairs. So here we should be seeing the black-tailed prairie dog. In the back they also have like a little hut, but I didn't see any right now, so maybe we will be lucky on the other side. Then in between, let's quickly check out the souvenir shop. Again, workshop items, and we have a lot of items here which are from one specific brand, and this brand is Prairie, which is also why we have this memorial sign with the name there. So this is something I'm gonna try to do in the whole zoo, that I put the memorial items whenever I use workshop items. So you can check the creators out, subscribe, leave them a like. I'm sure they will appreciate it. But these items are just too good to be true, and I could never build them myself. Same here for the shirts. And what you see here, what's actually super cool, is if you put this memorial sign, it looks like guests are actually looking at the products you have in the store, which I just really enjoy, because they so often just look at, walls and stuff that they're not supposed to be looking at. So sometimes it's nice when they look at what you want them to look at without having to put the viewpoint. Yeah, so the other items were from Zaiki, I think. Yeah. Let's head out here from the souvenir shop. You can already see we have there the monorail station, and to our left we should be able and see more of those little black-tailed prairie dogs. So if you didn't notice from before, from the setups to the zoo, if you enter from the entrance, to the left is gonna be like a little bit of a North America area, and to the right the Europe area, which will then slowly flow into different continents. But this is kind of the habitat I have already built on the North America section. So we will not see too much of North America, and we will go back and instead look at the Europe section, which is almost finished. And I mean, there will still be some additions, but more in the overflow to the other continents. So you see we have another map. It's ugly, I know, it will be changed. But first I wanted to get this idea and see where the map will be visible and so on before I actually make a pretty map. Also, I don't know how yet. So if any of you have any tips of any software that I can use for making an easy map, custom map, I don't know, let me know. Otherwise, I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll just paint it myself. Let's see. And yeah, here we have the little monorail station. So we will have those stations around the zoo to get to the different areas easier. And I tried to make it a bit classic looking. And behind that, there's of course a habitat, which we will also be looking at later. But from here, it's just supposed to be the station for the monorail to come in and the guests to go there. And I also tried to have it a bit more open than just this tiny path that you usually get. But of course, still keeping to the Planet Zoo functionalities. And I will try to build for all the animals that are here on this on these statues, just because I think it would be cool if all of them are actually there. Maybe even make a little program out of it, whenever you visit an animal you can get a sticker, and if you have a full sticker book you get something off. I don't know. I haven't thought of it, and also it will not be real, so I guess it's just an idea. And yeah, here I tried to have this little scenery with the monorail going up and the boat and the flowers, just a little space filler, because I also wanted the entrance area to not be too cramped with animals, to be a bit more open, to kind of let the flow go a bit of the guests, and later we will see more. But now to the first habitat. We have the little badgers here. So we can also look inside their burrow, of course, with the camera. And they are here and have this like lush wooden area, which they are enjoying very much. I think those are some happy little badgers there. And they really like their habitat. They have more than enough space. They have also space to hide from the guests. But they don't actually get stressed out, so I think that's quite cool. Maybe I also just turned off stress for animals. I don't know, don't judge me. I mean, that's a nice thing of Sandbox Zoo, right? I also used you see the staff facilities there. I used the blueprint from Planet Zoo for Europe, just because they're very nice, and I thought I can just use them as well. And yeah. Maybe a quick note here, the emphasis will always be on the animal habitats and the scenery, not necessarily like on the staff building. So I'm not a huge fan for doing like the whole backstage area. I don't care. Like, the animals need to be taken care of. I even set up all these annoying work zones with a keeper per animal, but I will not build backstage areas for now. Let's go here. So this is a Barefoot Path. Reason for this is, in my childhood, this used to be like in a nature reserve in the area and was super cool. You take your shoes off and you walk and you get to explore how the floor feels. So here you walk on the wood on the different kinds of wood path that we have. And then we go also to the cement and the different kinds of stones. And I just think it's very nice, like, to have this experience. Again, I put the animal memorials to also kind of make guests walk here, who then put their trash, even though I have a trash can, which is lovely. Here, a little like desert area with information about climate change and so on. And then you also have the grass here and the long grass. And when you are done, you can wash your feet and sit at the bench and enjoy that for a second. Sorry for that little cut, there was something wrong with the video. Anyhow, before we go in here and check out the deer habitat, let's go to the right and see what else we have. So you already see the statues there, and that means we are going to the little wolfies. Let's see how they are howling. I mean, you will not actually hear them howl because of the whole audio problem, but you know what I mean. So yeah, let's go here. The idea of this wolf habitat is also something I remember from my childhood, which used to be this also animal park, huge reserve, where they just have an ridiculously immense amount of space and really enough space to roam around. So this zoo also, even though it's sandbox, I try to keep the animals' welfare in mind according to Planet Zoo. Sometimes the habitats might be just enough, sometimes they will be more than enough, but I will never try to cram them in. So yeah, the wolves are quite happy here. They have lots of space. You maybe have to search for them to see them, but they are definitely here, and I think the guests also enjoy them and say there's a medium amount of thought put into it, so that can't be too bad, can it? And then of course we have those little fences here so that nobody accidentally falls into the wolf's habitat, because I think that really wouldn't be too great. Yeah, so that's the wolves. I think we are ready to continue on. Yeah, some education, some benches for chilling, and everything. I mean, you know, you have to place the trash cans. I know I don't technically need to place the education, but I kind of just like it. So I like to get this full education bonus. I don't know why. But yeah, here we have the other European pack animal, which is the doll sheep. So here I try to keep it a bit less lush, as you can see. So it's more like a open area. You really can see them. They can come quite up close. They also have the little climbing mountain, which I don't think I ever saw them use it here, even though I didn't really build around it even. I don't know, I have some issue with the scenery piece, with this enrichment piece. And even though it shows like 100, I have never seen them use it, so it's a bit confusing for me. And then also I've only ever in the game seen a male ibex use it, and if you can only have one male ibex in a habitat, that kind of doesn't really make sense, does it? Have you ever seen female ibexes using it? I don't know. Yeah, then what I built here, that's just a little path. So if you had like a tour guide with the Planet Zoo tour from this zoo, so Crater Zoo or what I call it, then he would bring you here. So this is not open for every guest, so only if you are on a tour, because also, you know, it's kind of a steep climb and everything, but then you can get like a different view into the habitat as well, which I think can be quite nice, but it's not necessarily needed for everybody. So, and also of course, you know, Planet Zoo paths and so on, they don't go here. And then you also get this nice view of the zoo. So I'm thinking of building like a watchtower somewhere else where you get a good overview, maybe more in the middle of the zoo. There's this one little mountain left that I could use for it. So let's see about that. And here, yeah, it's also, I don't want everybody to come here because then the dull sheep, the ibex would have like people all around, and that would be really annoying, and there would be no privacy. And of course, the ibexes really care about that. So that's why it's important to have it. And then don't try this at home, but we will run down the stairs a bit. Because I don't want to wait around, and I don't think you should either. So let's go here. Let's go back. Let's go back to the normal guests. Let's go back to those folk. And yeah, this is the ibex habitat. I don't know. I think I really like how it turned out with the stones and just a bit more barren. But still, I try to put some plants in. I always rather go a bit overboard with the plants. But in this one, I try to keep it a bit less. And now let's walk past by here, and I think it's finally time to go to the deer habitat. So I built this before the new update, so before now, if you haven't heard, deer habitats are By the way, this gate, this double door gate, I can put it in the workshop if you want. I think I'll do that, and I'll put the link in the description as well. So if you want to use it, check it out. Yeah, let's go through there. There was a little glitch because, you know, I jumped on top of the building for a second, but now we're in, and now we can look at those beautiful animals. Something in those fallow deer always makes me think of like fairy tales, and no, not Bambi. I didn't really watch that too much actually as a kid, but just, I don't know, I think they're just so pretty, and they, for me, actually, I saw them in the wild also. Every now and then, actually not the fallow deer, other deer, but nonetheless, for me, deer themselves are not the most exciting species, but they are just so pretty, so it's quite nice. And they fit wonderful in this European area, and they have this big kind of park-like, lush area, which I really enjoy. And sorry that I'm walking through a tree. That was a bit weird. You should not do that at home. But yeah, this is the exit. So there are actually 2 different paths through the habitat. We went through one. I think later we will check out the other as well, if I don't forget. Yeah, so here we can shop for some drinks, and then there's also some bathrooms on the side. And then, if you don't know, of course, the last animal, I think you already see the stained glass here. So the last animal of the European pack is, of course, the majestic lynx. So now let's look inside. I kind of built this. It looks a bit like an aviary because also on the side I was thinking of building some aviaries with some space, of course. I don't want them to freak out. But I'm not sure if we will get an aviary pack or not, so I think I will continue building a bit on the other side and wait, and if we still don't hear anything or if there's some new pack announcement and it's not aviaries, then I will maybe just build something implied. Or maybe I just go over to the next section. To be honest, I'm not completely sure yet. But yeah, this is the lynx habitat. They are one of these animals that have just enough space, but they are still happy, and yeah. Of course, education again, and the spare area, that's where the aviaries would go. Yeah, let's take another look here at the lynx. So just at the habitat, I try to keep it lush to have like this foresty feel, also put like all the ivy in the back where they have their space to hide. I don't know what all the people are doing here, but yeah, of course, the lynx is up here in the front drinking. Hello, they are also, I keep repeating myself, but the Europe pack, the animals, it's just stunning. I think it might be one of the best things Planet Zoo has done. They are just so incredibly cute. And also as a kid, I remember we had this like wildlife park, and it was not animals from other countries, but from Europe at least. And I think back there, the lynx were one of my absolute favorites. I know my sister loved the otters, but I mean, lynx are basically cat with fluffy ears, so that's super cute. And yeah, now we go and we check out the other entrance to the deer habitat. So there's another path from the other side. So I think that's also what gives it this like park-like feeling. And I hope we don't glitch to the roof again. And yes, it worked. Nice. But yeah, so you see here are the deer, and you are just up close to them again. Of course, you can take either path which works out for you. But I just thought it was nice to have different ways. And I have no clue what's up with this tree. It's blinking like it's, I don't know, festive lights. I have no clue. Let's ignore it. I don't know. Here, there are more. Okay. I have no clue what's going on. Anyhow, here we have a little terrace for sitting down, for taking a drink, for chilling, relaxing, taking a rest, because we have been already walking quite a lot. And then there are also those little nice food trucks that we can get something to eat. I think some cupcakes, something to drink. And then here I just really wanted to use the stained glass in a really prominent way because I like them so much. So I built this little hut where you can basically buy something, and we have the stained glass around it. Sorry about my random movement here. I couldn't do it surrounded way better. But yeah, so this is a little drink stand with the stained glass, and I wanted to have like this white wall and then the stained glass so that the pictures really show out and you still have the light falling through. So that's why we have also the separating space between the wall. And here you can already see the next animal. It's kind of a big one. It's the moose. And this one is kind of in between the Europe and the North America section, because the moose is an animal which of course exists in both areas. So this applies to a lot of areas. So sometimes I just randomly put them just in one specific area. And sometimes I will also use them as kind of the, you know, the path in between, which makes you to go to the other area, because it's just nice and it kind of patches things nicely together. Not sure how I'll do that for Australia though, but you know what I mean. So yeah, here the moose, they have plenty of space. They have a lot of swimming space. So I didn't know moose swim that much, but whenever I come here, there are some swimming. And I think after I did this video, I also noticed there are too many moose in this habitat, so they were a bit overcrowded. I had to remove some, so don't worry about that. It's just like 4 adults left here, but yeah, that's their space. I thought this little water, this little pond, it's nice. And in the background, that's where the monorail station is. So if you come from the center, like from the entrance, and you go straight, then comes the monorail station. And on the back of that, that's the moose habitat. That's where we are right now. And now we go to the last part, which is the water views. So this one, I mean, I think you already know what to expect. We have some seals here, maybe some sea lions as well. I don't know. Yeah, of course I know. So now we go downstairs here, and we can go to this nice underwater viewing. So let's just go through the people, and then we see here we have to the left and right. We have some of the seating options to listen to the educational talks. I think I will need to recolor them. And then we have this open area here where you can see to the right there might be some more underwater viewing. And yeah, here we can look right at the seals. And I will loop a section that I just love. So, you know, the algorithm does what it wants, and it just randomly did what I wanted at the exact moment I was filming. So I already showed you where you should be looking. And now to the action. The sea lion does it, plays around and goes through. Do you want to see it again? I will show you again. You cannot believe how happy I was that this is something I actually managed to get on my camera, because I saw it happen once after I built it and I just kept watching them, and I was like, oh, I should have recorded this, and I had forgotten to have record on. And then now when I recorded and it actually happened again, it was just crazy. I think all of you know how this feels, so this was just super amazing. But okay, let's go on and let's continue with the tour now. Okay, as pretty as they are, let's move away from the sea lions. Oh, they are babies. It's so cute. Okay, yeah, this is just their habitat from underwater. But of course, we can also go upstairs. So you see there's an elevator and there's stairs, so we can go there. I think we need to do a little bit of gardening here, because the sea lion kind of has flower eyes, even though it almost looks intentional. Let me know what you think. We also have some tunnels here on the right, of course, so if the guests need to go, they can go. But let's go up here by the stairs, and if you are in a wheelchair or a stroller, you can also go on the right here with the elevator. Yeah, here we have the sun terrace, so you can see the sea lions derping around on the sand, walking, enjoying their life. And they will also, I think I will show you, even though it's a bit boring, the inside area. It's more functional, it's more meant for when the sea lions feel cold. So let's just quickly go there just to show you. So it's more like if it's too cold outside, they have here inside a little pool and a little place to be. Of course, the idea is that they spend their time outside, which is why this maybe is a bit loveless, or maybe I just got a bit tired when building. But yeah, the idea is of course that they have the nice habitat here on the outside and the big swimming space, which they also really prefer. Same happens for the seals. So we have the gray seals, which we also will look at the underwater viewing, don't worry. And they also have this little inside area with the opposite effect. So if for them outside it gets too hot, like in a hot European summer, they can go in there and chill there. Even though, of course, we would also have water or temperature regulation for the other one, but you can't optimize it. And with the sand, it could be quite hot. So maybe if they want to cool down, they are free to do so on that side. So yeah, let's go over here. So we are climbing. Guests, please don't do this. But yeah, let's then go here. Little elevator that you can also take down. Don't go inside the elevator, it's ugly. But I just really like putting them so there's at least a hint towards accessibility. Yeah. Then here on the left, you see also we have the pillows. I didn't properly show them, I think. The idea is you can take a pillow and sit for the educational talks. Maybe when we go back, you can see them again. Anyhow, here we have the seals. So again, you can see them diving here. Here, sadly, I don't have a footage of them diving under this like place, but I still just like it, and they have their nice deep water and are happy with it. And I also try to keep the look a bit different from what we had from the sea lions. So both are like playful animals, but for the sea lions I really wanted like the rings to go through, and you see how it worked out. It's probably my most favorite thing ever. Yeah, so sitting area, you can go up there, and yeah, that's the pillows I was talking about. Yeah, so let's go up, and I think then we will have a quick view of the overall zoo, because that's all I have been building so far. So let's zoom out a bit just to see the overall thing and where we have been moving. So you can see this is the overall zoo. We came here in the front, in the entrance. To the left are the prairie dogs. Then we have the badgers, and we have the ibex, and the wolves, and the lynx, and then the deer. And then we also have the moose here. And then, of course, like the seal and the sea lion, it's rather obvious with this big building here. So here I was thinking of having more like an aquatic area, maybe also actually like a snowy area with like penguins and such. And yeah, this will be Africa, I think Australia, Asia, South, North America, kind of like that. I might still mix it up a bit just for the fun. But let me know what you think and what animals you would like to see in here, so I can get on building that. If you enjoyed my video and if you enjoyed my zoo, please leave a like, please hit the subscribe button, it would mean a lot to me. And then also you can see when there's the next part coming up from this. With that, I wish you all have a lovely rest of the day, a lovely week, and I hope to see you again on my channel soon. And just for the fun, just let's watch the sea lion again and again, and have a lovely day.